All right, welcome back. Welcome back to the stream. Tonight we're going to be rebuilding the sound of Party Next Door and Drake. So we're going to be rebuilding that sound from scratch. We're going to be recreating that emotional underwater R&B bass that you hear in Party Next Door and Drake Somebody Loves Me. Slow, warm, wavy, the OVO signature. Let's build it from scratch in Reaktor. Let's do it. So we're going to open up our ensemble, open up Reaktor, my sound design tool of choice, and we have our node in already set up for us. So I'm going to need two oscillators for this. I'm going to go ahead and duplicate the oscillator we have here, and we're going to do two. So I'm going to name them oscillator 1 and oscillator 2. Boom, just like that. And the next thing we're going to do is we're going to add in a mix because I need to blend them together. So I'm just going to grab the next block that I need. Let's mix them together. And we have VCA out. So let's start patching these together, making sure that we have what we need. So we'll do a left and right here. And we'll do a left and right here. These are left and right speaker, left and right outs, or digital audio, left and right outs. So now we need to create that thick OVO detuned sound. Let's do it. Okay. So connect this to a filter. Just see. Oh yeah. Okay. Let's connect that straight to a VCA. I'm going to find a VCA that has a left and right. There we go. And looks a little messy at the beginning. Excuse the mess here, but just building it out. And let's make it a little bit bigger so you can see what I'm doing. Just going to do the VCA out, which is our voltage controlled amplifier, which sends our signal out. So maybe we can turn on I'm going to turn down the volume first, and then I'm going to arm our track. So let's, we're not hearing anything yet, so I'm going to connect it to a gate connection. A gate allows us to send on and off signals from our oscillators to our out ports. So let's hit a key, and we're getting some sound going through. So now time to make it thicker sound. So we're gonna start with thick detuned tone. Let's put these to 1 or 0. I'm gonna move these around just a little bit so that we can see our panel a little more organized in the way that it should be. I'm probably going to delete this filter for now because we probably don't need it yet. And let's just organize our panel so that it makes sense. In context of how our modular rack should be laid out. So we still got our sound coming through. And now I'm going to shape it. So let's turn up our sustain. Our release, turn that up. Get longer tones. And we're going to detune one of these oscillators a few cents. So this one's going to be about 5 cents detuned. Then we're going to pitch it down. And I'm going to add in a filter. Let's bring in the filter. It's going to look something like this. bento box filter. Looks like that. And I'm actually going to change the way I mix these together. So let's do it like this. And then I'm going to grab a filter, connect it to there, and send these connections to my left and right. That should now be substituting for the filter I just had. I'm rather mixing them together just by volume. There we go. I'm going to turn them up. Okay. And let's add a little drive. So that would be our saturation. Okay. So a little bit of slow filter movement with our LFO, just on the back end. So we're going to add a very subtle movement to our cutoff, our filter cutoff. And it's going to look like this. Just subtle. You can see this line here moving up and down just very slightly. That's just going to give our filter some slight movement. Just not too much, or it stops sounding like R&B. It'll sound more like EDM. And nothing wrong with that, but that's not what we're going for today. Going for some R&B. Okay. So we're going to add a little bit of pitch movement to our actual oscillator. It's going to give us some pitch drift on our LFO. So let's do that for oscillator 1. So you can see now we have two LFOs. I'm just going to name them. This will be LFO 2. This will be LFO 1. Doesn't really matter as long as you know which one's which. So I'm going to add that to, you can see the modulation is active on slot A of oscillator 1. And I'm going to turn it up, the modulation depth, positive modulation depth. This is negative modulation depth. This is positive. So we're going to do positive. It might be too much. Or just too much movement in the LFO. Okay, this is where we come in, we tune our sound to what we need it to be. So I want it to be kind of deeper than that. I'm not liking it so much, so let's see. Oops. Let's pitch this down. Okay. Let me see. Just trying to correct correct our sound a bit. So you get a different sound when you use different components. Okay, I'm liking that a lot more. I want a little more drive on it, a little more saturation, a little more grit, a little more bite. So let's add some distortion. A little less sustain. A little more, less release. A little more release, actually. I don't want it to be so abrupt. I want the release to be shorter. Not so short that it's not sounding out. Let's default it. There we go. I kind of want to stop pulsing a little bit, so. Okay. A little bit of reverb on the reverb on the end, and I think we got a very close sound, or something that sounds similar in the similar vibe of what we're going for. Yeah, okay. Just gonna turn it down a little bit. Less feedback. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and save that pad. Save that. I just have to tweak the sound sometimes. That's what sound design is all about. Gonna go ahead and save it. Okay, so we can do a little loop. So just to recap, we created a sound from thin air. Basically, just created this bass that we can use in our productions. So I'm going to do a little chord progression in C minor. We're going to lay it on top with this bass and see how it works. I'm going to choose our keyboard. I like to use this. You can use any tool you want. But yeah, I like to use this. Let's go with the key of C sharp. C sharp, I think that's going to give us a classic, let's say, OVO key. We'll do C sharp minor. And then from there, I'm going to add in my chords. I like to type them in just because it's faster for me. I'm not a piano player, but I do know some music theory. So that always helps. You don't need to know everything in the world, but you do need to know enough to. There we go. You do need to know enough to be dangerous, or to know what you're doing. That's all. So let's do it. Whoops. Okay. Let's do it. Just adding in my chords here. This is the fastest way I found to do it. If you found any other way that's maybe faster, let me know in the comments. I'd be glad to try it out. So, okay. We got our progression. I'm going to change the sound. I don't like it. And it's okay to not like the sound. If you got the right idea, you're good to go. No, not the right feeling. Actually, that's right. I just don't know what I clicked. Oh, dub home. Okay. This is perfect. Subtle, but moody. Like a P&D song. Let's do it. Let's lock it in. So we're going to go ahead and do that a couple times. Let's remove that. Just going to consolidate my clip. Command J. Now we can turn on our metronome if we want to add some groove to our loop. Let's speed up tempo. Or wait. Okay. I'm liking that. Let's add some bass. Just gonna pull out our trusty bass sound. I think it would go better with some backbeat. So let's quickly add a little bit of a beat here going just to simulate or get a feel for the pattern. Okay, I think this will work. Let's see. I just want one part of this. I want that. That didn't work. Okay. Let's try that again. Yeah, that works. I need a fat, nasty snare. Something a little bit obnoxious. That's how it sounds to me. So. Okay, this will work. I think this will work. So a lot of it is experimentation, having an idea in mind of what you want to create. So let's go back. Let's put this on 2 and 4 maybe. Oh, it's a little too loud. Just to make sure it works. I need to take out some of that that buzziness and add one pad. I think that'll finish it off. Let's try to line that up with the progression. Oops. There we go. That's better. Check the volume on that. Let's see. Let's move them all up in proportion to each other. Capture that. Okay, time to add some kick, a little bit of kick, give it a little bounce. I don't know what that is. Sounds cool. V mashup. I'm gonna be TS. Anyone TSV vocal chop. Okay, luckily I found it. Alright, let's chop this up. Let's go into sampler or simpler. So that gave me an idea. Just want to experiment with it. Pull it into a simpler. Let's go back. See if we get that. Okay, I got an idea again. All right, let's do it again. Gonna make this flow a little better. I'll warp it better. So let's just listen. One more time. Let's repeat that. We're gonna pull back into that second section. Let me just mark it up. This wasn't supposed to be a full track. It's supposed to be a loop, but sometimes I get carried away with the loops. So let's just finish out. I had more ideas than I thought. So let's keep on. We're gonna back it up with 808. Maybe. Let's add a kick first. Try to choose the right kick for this. Just something that sounds good. Okay. Gonna pull that into the second part. Just a little embellishment. See how long we're going. Okay. Okay, we're trying to get a groove. Let's see. Okay. Let's see if that worked. No. Okay, undo. Let's see if that works. Cross your fingers. I think one more sound. I'm gonna do some hi-hats here. Just to keep the movement going on the second part of our, I guess, verse, chorus, whatever you want to call it. Let's do it. Oh, that's not what I want. That's not what I want. This one sounds like water. I think this will be my last sound before we end this loop. Oops. It's a little slow. Let's test it out. A little bit off time. Sometimes. Oh, that's why I'm in trouble. Because my starting points are a little off. So I need to trim them. Sometimes that happens. Your starting point is just way off. You can't line them up properly. So that's what was happening. There we go. Let's double check that. Needs more swing though. Okay. Add a little delay, reverb. There we go. Little limiter. Finish it off. All right, hopefully you enjoyed the stream. Hopefully learned something about sound design. I'll see you in the next live stream. Let me know what you'd like to see in the next live stream. Don't forget, I do these streams nightly, and keep sound designing. I do offer a deep dive in modular sound design. Link in the description, and I'll see you in the next live stream. See you next time. Peace out.